What's up, YouTube? I'm King Shanks, and this is Droid's Finest, and I am back with Shadowrun Dragonfall, part 207, because it's a forever type game. End my turn. End my turn? End my turn. Want to find out where they are? Okay, fine. Be a douchebag. Send an Iger. Where are they? Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's... Ugh, my stomach's making some weird growling sounds. It's terrifying. Now what if I end my turn? Oh, it's frozen, so it's not gonna let me. Can she get behind something else? No. End. I don't even know how many there are. I think there's two, but I can't tell. I only see this one guy. Get the claws out. Get the blood claw going. Oh, crap. Okay, well, here then, I guess? Maybe? Maybe he can get a shot off there? Not sure. Ah. Congratulations! Okay. That's 3. Crap. Okay, they're there then. I think this is the last guy. I have no idea, everybody. I'm not sure. Yep, last guy. Alrighty then. Let's explore this area a little bit more. I should have left that other med kit that I picked up, the one that I sent to my stash. I should have left it in the box. But I'm dumb and I don't think these things through, so whatever. This doesn't give me much to go on. Yeah, it runs right through that section of the wall, but how do I get through? Maybe when I was in battle, if I threw a grenade at it? I'm not sure. I really don't know. But I would love to get in there. I don't know. I have no clue. Well, I'm probably going to end up doing this part over again on my own time off camera. I'll try to figure out more stuff as I go. But right now I'm going through blast doors, apparently. Oh, no, wait. Don't do that just yet. Is there anything down here? No? Apparently not. Okay, whatever. Fine. Go to transition to a new location. Continue? I guess. I mean, I can't really do much else. I can't figure out how to open that door. Alright. Like I said, I can come back and do it again, so it doesn't matter. But right now, I guess I'm pausing because another load screen. Be right back. Okay. The sounds of machinery fade behind you as you venture further underground. Whoever built this facility was clearly Well financed, it must have taken years to design, excavate, and build a complex like this in secrecy. You continue through dimly lit halls, finally stepping into what appears to be another laboratory area. The corridor before you is deserted. Dr. Adrian Vauclair is somewhere within this facility, and with him, the answers you seek. True enough. Oh, I don't know what I ate, but my stomach keeps like gurgling and growling, and it's just bothering me. Okay. So it said that this area is abandoned. I doubt that. Highly doubt that. The corridor ahead of me is abandoned. Apparently. I don't like the sound of the music in here. It's not fun. Oh, this all looks horrible. This all looks like it's going to be terrible. Okay. Okay, fine. Oh. Hi. Who are you, friend? The old man behind the glass works feverishly at his console, glancing up at you when he can. A cigarette dangles from his mouth, its bluish smoke curling around his head. An overflowing ashtray sits on the side of the lab table in front of him. The years have not been kind, but his features are instantly recognizable. Despite his age, he still has the strong chin and high cheekbones that you remember from Dr. Winter's, or from Green Winter's DVDs. This is Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Okay. As you approach, he stops what he's doing, a look of intense irritation on his face. He clears his throat, and a harsh, rasping sound emerges from the loudspeaker next to the glass. So, you're the Shadowrunners that Audrin warned me about. I assume you left a trail of corpses in your wake. You must be Dr. Vauclair. That's on you, Doc. You've got some explaining to do. Oh, is Audrin around? I've got a message for him from Paul Amsel. And you must be Dr. Vauclair. That's right. He scowls. I don't know why you insist on interfering with my work, but I assure you that's over now. He reaches down, flips a switch. You hear a loud thud and a clink behind you as the door locks shut. You'll find that the blast door behind you is sealed, and that the laboratory you occupy is fully secured. An important precaution, we keep our test subjects in there. Uh-oh. And they are far more dangerous than you. Uh-huh. He takes a drag on his cigarette. I won't permit you to cause any further harm, Shadowrunner. You will remain trapped where you are for your own good. Break the glass between you and Vauclair. The hell I will. Iger, why don't you tell the doc how we feel about being trapped? Why don't you come out of your little fishbowl and play? Let us out of here, Vauclair. Doc. Huh. Should I break the glass, everybody? I think I should break the glass. Actually, no. Iger, why don't you tell the doc how we feel about being trapped? With pleasure. In one smooth motion, Iger raises her shotgun and unloads a spread of pellets into the glass. They clang into the window, ricocheting wildly in all directions. The surface remains unblemished. The window between us is made out of Dakota treated transplast. Whatever you do whatever you like to it, you'll find that it's quite unbreakable. The bastard's right. Nothing we're carrying can even scratch that glass is essentially sheathed in diamond. We need military-grade explosives to crack it. She frowns. We're stuck in here. Now, he fixes you with a level stare. I want to know why the hell you've so violently interjected yourself into my business. First, you break into my estate, which you didn't even know was mine, apparently. Then you spend what must have been a small fortune to track me down. You locate my AI, destroy it, then all the way out... Wait, what? Destroy it, then drive all the way out to the countryside, and finally you shoot your way into my laboratory. He leans forward, hands on the table, his eyes narrowed into a piercing stare. So I have to ask you, Shadowrunner, who are you, and why in God's name are you here? You first. Tell me what's going on here now. We came to find you, Volclair, to help us stop Fire Swing. Except the Fire Wing wasn't the one after us all. Okay, wait, hold on. Except the Fire Wing wasn't the one after us after all. It was you all along, wasn't it? Vengeance. Someone killed our friends, attacked our home, and I'm thinking that someone was you. Oh, you know, just shopping around. I've always wanted a secret lair underneath a giant castle. I really do. I truly and honestly do want that. I think I'm gonna say the second one. Find Volclair, because he's the one that's after me or whatever. Yeah, that's the one. Volclair sighs, covers his face with his pale, nicotine-stained hands. To help you stop Firewing? That is ironic. But yes, you are correct. I am the one who has been hunting you. The one who sent Apex and Audryn after you. You're going to pay for that, you bastard. Why attack the cruise bazaar? Volclair, why kill Paul Amsel? You fucking asshole, you'll pay for this. Wait, why? Why? Why did he do it? It was necessary to preserve the secrecy of my work for the greater good of all. I know I have wronged you, and for this I am sorry. He sighs, a long, rattling sigh that quickly turns into a violent fit of coughing. The sound echoes over the loudspeaker. He collects himself and continues. I don't expect you to understand, nor do I have the time to explain it to you. He straightens, glances back at the screen to his side, and nods curtly. Now, I must know, how did you learn that I was alive? How did you even know to look for me? Did someone send you? Your brother said you were the world's only hope to stop Firewing from returning. Your brother got us into this mess. He hired us to break into your estate. We pieced the rest together from his journals. We found out about you from your brother, Volclair. He was trying to find you right up to the end. Well, there was an adequate DVD storage device, a bunch of talk about the Dragonfall. Oh, and the bloody corpse of a guy named Green Winters. Maybe you knew him. Huh. I think I'm gonna go with the third one, because he was trying to find him right up till his death. So yeah. Volclair starts, and the sudden movement of his arm sends his overflowing ashtray flying from the table into a cloud of ash, a look of dread on his face. Up until the end? What do you mean? Where is Hermie? Explain yourself. Oh, you mean you didn't know? You killed him too, just like Paul and Monica. Hermie's great. I mean, dead as a doornail. Somebody's pet AI fried his brain. But other than that, he's great. I'm sorry, Doc. He was digging too deeply into Firewing, so Apex killed him. I'm gonna go with that one. The last one. I'm sorry. He slumps into the chair next to him, his whole body shaking. I didn't. He is suddenly overcome by another fit of coughing. He steadies himself on one arm of the chair. Apex, he clutches his chest. I should have never trusted that thing. He closes his eyes, and a tear traces its way down the grunt hollow of his cheek. Oh, Hermie, the things I've sacrificed, all for this, all for Panacea, all for tonight. Panacea? Your modified virus? What's tonight, Doctor? What are you planning with Panacea? All for what, Vauclair? Tell me what's going to happen tonight. You owe Hermie that much. You killed my friends, asshole. And now I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? Just tell me what the hell is going on here. I'm going to say the second one. What's happening tonight? You owe Hermie that much. He looks up dazed, his eyes unfocused. What's going to happen? Oh, yes, tonight. Tonight will be the end of the dragons. Not just Firewing, all dragons. Explain yourself, Doctor. Let me get this straight. You had a bad experience with one dragon, so now you're going to wipe out an entire species? There are quite a few dragons out there, Doc. Powerful dragons. I don't think they'll support your plan. Oh, well, why didn't you say so? The plan doesn't sound crazy at all. And I'm sure you have your reasons. I just don't care. Now tell me what's happening tonight. Explain yourself. Vauclair fumbles in his pockets, produces a fresh cigarette. He lights it with shaking hands and breathes in deeply. The orange glow of the cigarette flares bright. When he exhales, the words spill out with the smoke. The Firewing burned and murdered and caused untold damage to her bestial rage, until the Dragonfall, until I stopped her. But that destruction was merely a symptom of greater cancer. Firewing wrote destruction with fire and claw. The dragons of today, they killed and conquer with subtler tools, deception, manipulation, corruption. He spits with disgust. They use us as pawns, playing puppets in the millennia-long machinations? Yeah, that's what it says. Anyways, whatever. Oh yes, dragons are cancer. One that will conquer, or worse, destroy all of humanity. If we do not stop it, one that metastasized, okay, when the world awakened. I've never heard that word before, so I'm just trying to understand. I don't know what that means. An ironic metaphor, since it was the falling of my own body that allowed me to see it. Go on. Let me guess, you have cancer? Cut to the chase, Doc. I saw the notes. I know Panacea is a stable variant of Doom. Whatever you're doing, it can't be good. That's nice. Now can we jump to the part where you're doing something horrendous and I have to stop you? I'm going to say the third one. I know that it's a stable variant of Doom. Vauclair clenches his jaw. Good or bad is immaterial. I do what is necessary. He trembles, racked again by violent coughing. As the coughing subsides, he takes another long drag on his cigarette. the ash creeping closer and closer towards his mouth. I'm sorry, Hermie. I'm sorry you won't be able to see it for yourself. I'm sorry I failed you. Vauclair turns his attention back to the computer, stubbing out his cigarette. He grabs a fresh one from the pack and lights it. Tonight I will release Panacea to the world, and how absurd that the instrument of dragonkind's destruction. Okay. He presses a button on the terminal and a large observation window at the far end of the room rises slowly. Oh, hi. Hello. Oh. Well, there's Firewing, finally. We get to see it. Will be carried by Firewing herself. Through the glass you see the prostrate form of a dragon. Far below, an enormous set of shackles binds it, and a maze of tubes snakes into its body. The tubes connect to a cruel-looking apparatus that has been mounted to the wall. Son of a bitch, look at that. He found her alive in the socks after all. Tonight the Firewing will fly again. Infected with Panacea, she will slowly be destroyed from within, but before that happens, she will provide the catalyst for global transmission of the virus. Catalyst? What catalyst? As if spurred by the sight of the dragon below, he begins typing furiously at his terminal. Firewing's fire will carry the agent in its dormant state. Any metahumans exposed will become carriers, will spread the disease to other dragons. The carriers will be infected with Panacea as well, but it will not harm them. To non-dragons, it is a nuisance, nothing more. When a critical mass of carriers is achieved, my Panacea will become unstoppable and will spread across the globe in a relentless tide. However, if it does not reach this critical mass, it will fizzle, die out, and become inert. Okay. It's all kind of making sense. This is going on a long time. It's just a lot of talking. Hence the need for a ground zero, a flashpoint for mass infection event. He looks into the ceiling, mumbling to himself, I'm sorry, Hermie. I know how you loved your flux state, but that doesn't matter now. It must be Berlin. Hang on a second. You're going to sick the Firewing on Berlin? I understand your reasoning, but there has to be a better way. Hold on, what exactly are you going to do to Berlin? Yeah, what are you going to do to Berlin? He continues his work with a feverish energy. To save the world, yes, for Panacea to work, Berlin must burn. A sacrifice, one for the greater good. Okay. Bye, Berlin, I guess. Firewing will breathe her infected fire upon Berlin. Thousands will die, and through that destruction, the virus will take to the air. A critical mass of Berlin's metahuman population will be exposed, but no one will even think to quarantine the city until it's too late. The flux state lacks any centralized authority. Corporations will evacuate their own. Thousands will flee the city, infected. Okay, Vauclair, you're kind of insane, buddy. I don't know if I can just talk him down or if I actually have to fight him or something. I'm not sure. He mutters, his voice growing more detached. Oh yes, Hermie. Berlin is the perfect flashpoint. Flashpoint. Okay. It wasn't supposed to happen tonight, no. But this little intervention of yours leaves us no choice, so let us see. He squints at his screen. Tonight's wind patterns dictate that ground zero be Tempelhof-Schönberg. Highly populated, the virus will spread quickly enough from there. That's only a few kilometers from the Cruise Bazaar. The Cruise Bazaar? My favorite cafe's in the Cruise Bazaar. Look, you crazy. Look, you're crazy, and we're probably all going to die, but we are not letting you get away with this. Nonsense. You are sealed tight in that laboratory, impotent to stop me. He's kind of right. I am sealed in here. The old man eyes the cigarette butt in his hand, fishes out another from the pack, and lights it with the first... First what? It doesn't say what. It just says lights it with the first. Okay. Whatever. Oh, I get it. He's using one cigarette to light the other one. I get it. Okay. It makes sense. I got it. Then he returns to his console, reaching to the side for a microphone. He mutters something into the receiver. You can just barely make out the sound of the name Audrin. When he turns to address you again, his voice is level. The shaking in his hands seems to have subsided. Security will be here soon, and they will take care of you. Do not worry. You will not be harmed. The sacrifice that I am making tonight is a necessary evil. It cannot be helped, but as long as you remain confined, I see no reason to kill you. You don't burn a city and call it a sacrifice. You call it what it is, mass murder. How are you going to get Firewing to go along with this plan of yours? I hate to say it, Doctor, but I think that I agree with you. Forget this, it's time to get the hell out of here. Well, how is Firewing, how is he going to get Firewing to go with his plan? While Claire continues his work. Oh, that's simple enough. He gestures to his left. She has no choice. The grunt woman in the containment cell stands rigidly, her face pressed against the glass, her haunted yellow eyes tracking her every move. She appears frightened, disoriented, lost. Her mouth moves silently, her voice muted by her glass cage. So the stories Green Winters found were true. Firewing's astral form was separated from her body when she fell. Huh. You trapped her somehow. Yes. But that came later. In 2012, we took down Firewing with an experimental weapon. The device, suffice it to say, I couldn't fully predict how it would affect her. In 2036, I led a search team into the Sox. I had to know what really happened to the creature that I had slain. We found her alive in a way. The dragon's astral form, her spirit, you might say, had been ripped from her body by the weapon. It was trapped inside a young woman living in the Sox. A mob of glow punks revered her, treated her like a goddess. I transported the young woman and the dragon's body here where I could study them. You mean that she's been in that cell for almost 20 years? The old man nods absently. No choice. A creature separated from its astral form cannot live more than a few hours before both die. It was the high-intensity radiation of the Sox combined with the magical creature inside her that allowed the woman to live for as long as she has. So, while Claire seems almost eager to explain, the environment within her containment chamber mirrors that of the Sox. It has allowed us to keep Firewing alive all these years while her bestial shell remains chained up below. This is a lot of talking. I want to get through the talking and then go to the next episode, so it's probably going to be a while. Now, as for her physical form, that will be simple as well. We've drilled a series of electrical charges directly into her skull. When we release the Firewing's body, empty of her astral self, we will trigger all of the vicious instincts and primal urges left in her reptile brain. She will unleash her fire where we command it. I'd go insane if I was trapped like that for 20 years. That's horrific. That's horrific, even for a mass-murdering dragon. Astral dragon stuck in a jar. Big, dumb dragon body rigged up to obey your commands. Got it. I'd go insane if I was locked up for 20 years. He shakes his head. Misplaced empathy. That beast blazed a path of fiery destruction across Germany. But no matter, I have more important things to do than debate the morality of this with you. Firewing must fly, Berlin must be sacrificed, and it must be tonight. Now, where is that damned Audrin? You don't burn a city and call it a sacrifice, you call it what it is, murder. I don't like what you're planning, Valclair, but if it'll kill all the dragons, maybe it's worth it. I've heard enough of this, Valclair. You're nuts. I don't know. Do I want to kill all the dragons? I'm not sure. You don't kill them and say it's a sacrifice. Valclair stiffens, turning to face you. Anger washes across his face. Was it mass murder when America dropped the atomic bomb on Japan? Or the myopic would say yes, just as you are now. But they did it for a cause, to shorten the agony of war, to save the lives of thousands upon thousands of soldiers. The old man is trembling now. I do the same for the good of the world. Oh sure, except that we're not at war with the dragons. I'm not buying it, Doc. Ending a war and exterminating an entire intelligent species are two very different things. I'm not interested in ancient history, Valclair. Murder is murder. Yeah, we're not at war with the dragons, bud. So I'm just gonna let you know that now. No, we are not. Not in a conventional sense. In war there are sides, battle lines, clarity. This is something entirely else. Oh, this is something else entirely. But the stakes are just as high, higher perhaps. Humanity was born to reproduce, to multiply, but dragons were born to acquire, to accumulate, to hoard. Both strive to bend the world to their will. Humanity has conquered the air, land, and sea through sheer numbers. Dragons, however, employ different means altogether. Throughout history, they have allowed us to do the heavy lifting while they pull the strings. There are 17 great dragons in the world today, 17 ancient worms, millennia old, slowly dividing the planet into 17 piles of gold to nest upon in front of our eyes. Once upon a time, they burned castles to steal the treasure we collected, laid waste to entire armies. But here in the sixth world, it is no longer about tooth and claw and fiery breath. The old man's voice seethes with hatred. Now it's public relations, marketing, mergers, and acquisitions. You see it every day. Dragons on the Tridio, in the boardrooms. They gather influence, wealth, power, continually hoarding until one of them sits atop it all. Perhaps not in this cycle of the world, perhaps not the next, but one day the worm will stand alone and triumph. But with all of humanity as its cattle, with all of the world as its prize, and that, he trembles, his voice dropping to a whisper, that I will not allow. There's so much talking here, this is getting annoying now. This plan of yours killed your brother. Was it really worth it? Even if you succeed at this, eliminating dragons will create a dangerous power vacuum. Look, you're not infallible, Doc. You've already made mistakes here, and people died as a result. I don't like what you're planning, Vauclair, but if it'll kill the dragons... Okay, I've heard enough of this. You're nuts. You killed your brother. Was it worth it? Vauclair's fist slams into the table, sending his cigarette flying in a cascade of sparks and ash. No, nothing can make that right. Nothing. He runs a hand through his unkempt hair, blinking through a haze of sudden tears. Damn it, Hermie, why couldn't you just let me go? You don't have to add to the loss, Doctor. This doesn't need to continue. Listen to reason, Vauclair. Would Hermie want you to do this? Aw, did your brother die? That's funny, because you're about to murder my entire Kez. I'm going to say the second one. Listen to reason. Would Hermie want you to do this? You did not know my brother, Shadowrunner. Do not presume to speak to me on his behalf. Hermie would support me in this if he knew what I know. I've watched hours of your brother's video footage, Vauclair. I probably know him better than anyone alive excepting yourself. Unless he was crazy as you are, I doubt that. Maybe he would, but that doesn't make it right. I'm going to say the first one, bloop. His face twists into an ugly sneer. You've watched footage? And that makes you think that you know the man? You know nothing. I know that he wanted you to stop. I know that he wanted you to stop all of this years ago. He begged you to, and you promised him that you'd try. Vauclair falls silent. A wisp of smoke traces its way across the tip of his cigarette to the ceiling. She's right, Vauclair. Your brother died trying to save you. If you don't turn back from this, his death will have meant nothing at all. That's enough. Hermie's death was a tragedy. I will not let you use it to manipulate me. Holy fucking hell. Vauclair straightens. He looks angry, but behind the anger you can sense a deep fatigue. Even if you succeed at this, eliminating dragons will create a dangerous power vacuum. Look, you're not infallible. Ugh, I already read this. You're not infallible. Mistakes were made and people died as a result. There are worse things out there than dragons, Vauclair. Exterminating one threat could open the door to another danger. Your plan may have problems, but you're right, it's our best shot. I won't stop you. This plan of yours, it's crazy, Doc, but it isn't too late to stop it. I'll help you, if you'll let me. Okay, I'm gonna say the second last one. I've heard enough of this. Okay, so yeah. This plan of yours, it's crazy, Doc, but it isn't too late to stop. I'll help you if you let me. He shakes his head. No, you will not. You're right, Shadowrunner. My plan is insane, but no more so than the world that we live in. He turns to tap a series of buttons on his control console, then lights up another cigarette. Despite desperate times call for desperate measures, nothing ventured, nothing gained. History has repeatedly shown this to be true. Damn, just when I thought you were getting through to this nut job. I understand your point of view, Shadowrunner, but no, you will not break my resolve. Still tapping at his console, his speech pattern shifts. His words sound well rehearsed, and he delivers them as dry, pedantic monologue. After all, science has always attracted its share of doomsayers. During the development of the atomic bomb, Compton and Oppenheimer expressed concern that a fission explosion could ignite the Earth's atmosphere. Fermi took bets on it. Okay, looks like I'm getting close to the end, I'm not sure. The group's research later indicated that the ultimate catastrophe would not happen, so they continued forward. He takes a long drag on his cigarette. I will show the same resolve that those great minds did. I will not be deterred. Vauclair, please listen to me. Don't. Please listen to me. His voice thunders through the intercom, cutting you off. Of course, I wish that there were a better way to save us without such a high human cost. I wish that Hermie didn't have to die. But you go to war with the weapons you have, and Panacea is our best solution that I've been able to find. We won't get another chance like this, not any of us. I have to take it. Through the speakers you can hear the sound of heavy footsteps approaching. Audrin? Yep. Definitely Audrin. If he starts talking too... Okay, I'm just gonna go to the next episode, because this is clearly going on far, far too long, so... I'm gonna go to the next episode, and I'll finish up reading this and find out what the hell's going on. So, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Peace!